So I was listening to vegans trying to argue against people whose IQ is much higher than room temperature. And, of course, vegans are always backed into a corner due to their lack of reasoning. We can now prove that veganism is bad for humans, the environment, and the animals. When they see they cannot weasel themselves out of the discussion, they always rely on the argument, name the trait. For those who don't know, the argument boils down to naming something that makes humans unique, that cannot be equated to other animals. And if you cannot find something that distinguishes humans from animals, then animals have the same rights as humans, and therefore we shouldn't eat them. For example, if you said humans have 2 legs and 2 arms, they would question if a human with no arms would still be deserving of human rights. It is a question that only exists in the realm of philosophy. It shuts down any conversation regarding practicability, actual human and animal suffering, or environmental destruction caused by the vegan lifestyle. In the end, the only possible answer to the question is the trait being human. Being human is not just one trait, it's an agglomerate of traits that makes us unique, and losing one or other would still not make us non human. Vegans have really no response to this answer. They have to go deeper into philosophy in order to pursue this line of thought and come up with something completely ridiculous. They question if a visitor from another planet would show up, and if this being would be exactly like a human being, but without the human DNA, would we still treat them like animals or as humans? This already boils down to ridiculousness. Imagine saying that you saw a human, but it wasn't human. So, what did you see? It is an impossible question to answer because it is an impossible situation. Just like if you saw a square triangle and asked me to measure its area. It's either a square or a triangle. There's nothing in between. They will say it's a yes or no question, but it's a loaded question, a trap, and a very dumb one at that. Because the premise of the question is impossible, the answer to the question is impossible as well. And vegans will continue about their lives thinking they outsmarted their opponents, when, in reality, they just brought you down to their stupid level and beat you down with experience. Vegans don't even realize that this kind of question was made 1,000 years ago, with the thought experiment and paradox named the Ship of Theseus. Imagine that Captain Jack Sparrow, was renewing the Black Pearl, and so he takes out one plank from his ship and puts it to the side while replacing it. Then, a couple of days later, he does it again with another plank, and so on and so on. After a few years, the whole ship is replaced, and on the side, there is enough parts to build the old Black Pearl. Which of these black pearls is now the real one? A ship is not a plank or two, and humans are not a trait or two. Humans are what we are, based on several traits working together. Removing one plank from the black pearl does not make it not the black pearl. So, removing one trait from a person does not make it not a person. Taking a plank from the black pearl and putting it on the Flying Dutchman does not automatically transform it into the black pearl. An alien with some human traits would not be human. Would it be deserved of human rights? No. But for sure, we would adapt to such a finding, the same way scientists adapt to finding new elements, instead of just giving it the same treatment to every discovery. So next time vegans ask you to name the trait, you can smile knowing that you have won the debate. They ran out of logic. They have to go into ridiculousness. And, as an answer, you can just respond, the Ship of Theseus.